and more Americans wince when the phone rings, bracing for yet another call from the collections agency.
And Nevada ranks at the top of the list. In Las Vegas alone, 49% of residents have delinquent debt that's gone into collections. Fox 5's Elizabeth Watts live in the newsroom to break down why Nevada is struggling and how to get yourself out of a mess.
You can get free credit reports from each of the 3 agencies. Find out if you have bad marks on your credit and start fixing things right away if you do.
About a year ago, my husband and I were looking at, purchasing new vehicles and wanting to move, and we took a look at our credit score and was like, wow.
Valerie Livingood says bad choices when she was younger and ignored medical bills really hurt her credit and hurt her down the road.
You can avoid the call, but you don't realize the weight it's putting on your life.
She is not alone. A new study shows 1 in 3 Americans with credit history, or 77 million, have accounts in collections. The average amount is $5,200. In Nevada, it's higher, and more than $7,000. Valerie turned to Credit Restoration of Nevada to get help.
Within our company, 70% of what we do is dealing with collections.
CEO Harry Jacobs says this study is a wake-up call, and the majority of Southern Nevada's issues come from confusing medical bills.
Doctors' offices are notoriously quick to send items to collections if you don't pay right away or you're confused by it.
Jacobs says some collectors won't even contact you first, but if you do get calls, you're protected under the Fair Debt Collection Act, which has a lengthy list of rules for collectors that aren't always followed. If they do start to call you, you can tell them to only contact you in writing and that you want your outstanding debt validated.
Within 5 days, they're supposed to provide documentation that if there's an issue, you have time at that point. Generally, it's 60 days before something drops onto your credit report.
Once a debt goes into collection, it can stay on your report for 7 years, even after it's paid off. Jacobs says you can have a negotiator help clean up your credit or just start to deal with it yourself. But it's important to tackle the problem because your report can affect whether you get that job, a mortgage loan, and your insurance rates. Valerie's happy that her score is now improving and says checking her credit is now something that's part of her regular routine. Now you can get free credit reports from each of the 3 agencies once a year. So you can look at them all at once right away if you need to check everything, or you can do one every 4 months or so and just rotate so you get 3 checks throughout the year. Now, many times you'll find something questionable on one credit agency site and not the other because they'll have different things. That's why you need to check them all throughout the year, and you can get the free credit reports at annualcreditreports.com. You don't have to pay anything to look at those, and we have a link for you on fox5vegas.com. Live in the newsroom, Elizabeth Watts, Fox 5 News, local Las Vegas.
And if you do miss a payment, some credit card companies will jack your interest rate up, and that just makes the problem that much worse. Elizabeth, thank you. The study was done by the Urban Institute and is based on records from credit agency TransUnion. North Dakota, by the way, has the lowest percentage of residents with debt collections at just 19%.